The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser-cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts.
Oh my, this will not do. You are dead on your feet, and skin and bones to boot. I just made some orc omelets for everyone. Would you like some? You know, I learned this recipe from an amazing orc cook that I know. What do you think? Oh, never mind, I never could get it quite as good as Massacre's. Wildfire, stop begging. You already ate yours. Leave this nice traveler alone. Go on, tuck in. No, put your gold away. It's only hospitable to help a fellow traveler. I'll tell you what. If you want to repay me, I'll let you do me a favor. I'll tell you the stories of my adventures with my friends when I first came to the Caliban frontier, and you can share them with your friends back home or on your travels. You could even leave a review on Apple Podcasts if you're so inclined. Well, it all started in a railman's office in Venturas years ago.
For Red Dirt D&D, I'm Michael Cross. Since Johnny Payne was out for the past 4 shows, we wanted to tell you the story of what happened while Xonimus was unconscious. So this episode features just Johnny and, of course, our amazing Dungeon Master, Ash King. So sit back and enjoy Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
Hey everyone, welcome to Red Dirt D&D. My name is Johnny Payne and I play Xonimus Denard, a half-elf rogue with a past he can't seem to escape.
And I'm Ash King, your Dungeon Master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. You awoke in a different place, in a different time, in the age of wonder, to borrow a turn of phrase. Finding yourself transported by means you don't quite fully understand. You have found yourself still in the Caliban, but it's strange. None of your familiar friends are around you. None of the familiar sights have welcomed you. Instead, you've found yourself a prisoner on a skyship, a massive Spanish galleon that soars through the air with complete ease. Meeting an old foe that you thought you had felled, and a strange elemental princess. You found yourself tossed into the brig, where you were greeted by a strange elf with inky indigo skin and white hair. Freeing yourself and him, you find yourself hidden deep in the bowels of the ship, waiting to see what this mysterious Eopix is planning to do. You and Eopix are standing at the door to the core of this skyship, this big furnace-like contraption that seems to be doing the double duty of keeping this thing up in the air, but also creating the power that it needs to propel itself forward. Tending it is this Azer that Eopix has stated is the Forge Master, so is the one who is in control of this area. Eopix is actually going to go ahead and hold his action, and he will wait for you to go first.
Is he waiting here?
Yeah, he's going to knock an arrow and wait here for you.
Okay, so I am sneaking right up behind him, and if I'm still sneaking and he has no idea I'm there, am I getting any advantage or anything, or...?
Yeah, he seems so engrossed in his work, and again, with the noise, he does not notice you, so you will get advantage on this attack.
Okay, here we go. So, short sword is what I have in my hand. Yep. Okay. Boom. Oh, geez. 16 and a 20, so 27.
Okay, both will hit.
So that's a crit. Am I doubling my sneak attack dice too?
Yes, if you're using your sneak attack on the crit.
I am.
Or, well, no, you're rolling with advantage, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm rolling with advantage, so I get sneak attack.
Yes.
Okay, there's a lot of dice here. Here we go.
All of the dice. All of the dice.
428.
Ooh, goodness me. That is a lot of damage.
It is. And I'm glad it is. I hope it is. And then I'm going to disengage and put some distance between us.
Okay. Well, before you do that, you will take... So this creature's fiery body lashes out at you as you attack it.
Yay.
So you will take some damage. You're going to take 5 points of fire damage.
Did I wake up in this strange new world healed all the way?
Yes.
Because as this hits me, I'm remembering the sound of thunder and abrasiveness of sand. 5?
5 points, yes.
Okay. And then I'll hook and get out of the way.
All right. So, yes, as you strike out at this Azer and hit him in the back pretty good, he just screams out, "Por qué?" As he looks around trying to see what hit him, picking up a warhammer. As he's yelling out, Eopix will shoot. And you're a little far away, but you hear it's an older dialect of Elvish, but you hear him basically swear an oath against this creature. So as he knocks this arrow and fires a shot.
Does this oath swearing remind me of Gideon?
No. And as he's swearing this oath, the bow itself seems to glint a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to fire, and he will hit with a 21. This is going to do 1d8 and 3d6. Ooh, yikes, that was almost max damage.
Whoa.
I rolled an 8 on the d8, and then 2 of my d6s came up 6, and the last d6 came up 3. So,
Nice.
Not quite, but almost. Woo, that is a total of 27.
Wow.
1 point less than you.
Ha!
And I'm rolling against myself in this situation, so we'll see how this fight continues.
I gotta give him that pushed out bottom lip, squinted eye nod.
Okay, so this Azer is looking really bad.
Clink, clink, clink.
And that was just the surprise round.
Yay!
So yes, now the Azer can take reactions, but both you and Eopix get a turn before he can do anything.
Nice.
So, with that said, Eopix is going to go ahead and knock another arrow, and he is going to try again. Okay, so his first shot would only be a 16, which bounces off of this brass body of this creature. He fires again, and that one will hit. So, 24. Okay, rolling hot tonight. So that's another 22 points of damage to the Azer, and that is enough to actually down the Azer. Let's say that.
All right.
That's surprise round, man. So, however,
Crit
as
on a sneak attack.
yeah, the sneak attack, and then this bow, man. I made him. Woof.
I gotta give me one of those.
Yep. So, Eopix smiles, thinking that victory has been won as he kind of lowers his bow for a second. But in the room, you hear a hissing noise. As slithering out of the fire are 2 medium-sized creatures, but they appear to be very, very snake-like, bright red with, orange and yellow accents. And Eopix is just like, oh, whoops.
Whoops.
There's more. Apparently he had pets.
Yay.
Yay. And it's their turn.
And it's their turn. Okay, great.
Their turn. There are 2 of them. So they're going to slither out of the forge, and one is going to come up to you, Xonimus.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets 2 attacks. The first one is going to come around and try and bite you. Mm-hmm. And so that is going to be a natural 1. So that was his first attack. Its second attack, it's going to whip around its tail and try to smack you upside the head.
Okay. I've been here before.
Yep. It'll be an 18.
That hits.
Okay. So you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning and an additional 3 points of fire.
For a grand total of 7. Am I burning?
You are not burning. It's just this creature's body is very, very hot. The other one is going to slither over towards Eopix. So try to bite him, and that will hit. So he's going to take 2 points of piercing and 1 point of fire. And then the fire snake is going to try to smack him with its tail. but that one he will duck under and dodge because the creature whiffed. You're up, Zani.
How far away am I from him?
So from Eopix, you're probably about, I'm going to give it about 20 feet from him.
Okay.
But then you do have, this fire snake
Right.
who is literally up in your grill.
Yeah, so let me throw this at you. Bonus action, disengage, movement action to the one at Iopix, and then attack.
Okay. Yep.
Let's-
Totally.
And that is 10 plus 7, 17.
17? Okay, that will hit.
Okay, and I get my fancy dice, because he's right next to me. And we are at 14.
14? Okay.
Yes, and that spins me.
That spins you right round, baby, right round.
And done. Yeah, spins me, yes.
So that was it for you. Now it is actually Eopix's turn, and you have his one melee weapon.
Right, yeah.
Because he loaned that to you.
He can stab with arrows.
He could technically if he really, really wanted to. Let's see here. What does he want to do? Because he does realize that you are more of a help than a hindrance. So he's not going to move back because he sees that, you as a rogue, you do better when you have him there acting as a distraction.
Yes. Does he realize if we traded weapons?
He seems really
Okay, too
attached
far.
to that bow, man.
Yeah, it's okay. He can make it glow.
So Eopix is actually going to reach across the body of this creature towards you and basically brushes against your arm, and you suddenly feel protected.
Huh.
As if you have some protection against these elemental creatures.
Okay. I'll look at him. Yeah. Okay.
And that will be his action. So it is my fire snakes.
Yay.
So fire snake number 1 that you just ran from is going to slither its way up to you.
Slithery snake.
Leathery. It's going to try to bite you, but that is probably not going to hit. Because that is only... Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay.
That's going to try and smack you with the tail. But I forgot. It has disadvantage now because you are protected.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the tail is going to be a 9, so you're good. The other fire snake is going to continue to attempt to bite and flop Eopix, who is not protected. So, okay, that will be an 18 on the bite, and then a 13 on the tail, so only the bite hits. So Eopix is going to take 4 piercing and 4 fire, total of 8. So let's see if he maintains his concentration.
Do it.
That's a 2.
Okay. I don't feel so tingly anymore.
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah.
He tried, and therefore you cannot judge him.
All right. I'm going to keep going for the one who's going for Eopix.
Okay.
We go 13 plus 20.
20, that will hit.
20. And that is 14 again.
14. Seems to be your lucky number.
And I'm going to do it one more time. It's not going to be as hard and tough and great. That's just a 16 on the die.
16 on the die?
Yep.
That will hit.
Okay. Swing twice more often. That is 10, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19? Okay. Yeah. So, yes, one of these fire snakes goes down.
Okay.
So, one remains.
I will extend an arm to him to push him away, and I'll turn and face the other one.
Okay.
As in, go get some range now.
Okay. Yeah, he will gladly take a few more steps back in order to get some distance, and he will pull back on that bow and fire.
I'm tanking a snake. A fire snake. A fire snake. There's symbolism there. I got the snake rattlesnake tattoo on the fire mark. Poppy and I are going to have a long conversation when I wake up.
You guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So he does manage to hit. However, he has used the super special property of the bow once today, so he cannot do that again.
Okay.
But it will be 9 points of damage, and then he will fire again. So I'm going to take a quick look at... I decided to give him a ranger subclass that I have never played before, so I'm just like, wait, he has all of this cool stuff.
First of all, you do Hunter's Mark, then you lay a trap, then you summon a bear.
You summon a bear. So as a bonus action, choose... So he's going to use the Planar Warrior, which says, as a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The next time you hit that creature on this turn with a weapon attack, all damage dealt by the attack becomes force damage. And the creature takes an extra 1d8. So, because he still has one weapon attack. And of course I whiff. Well, hold tight. That is actually a 16, which does hit.
Hey!
So it wasn't worthless. Well, okay, it is worthless if I roll a 1 and a 2 on my d8s.
Well, it's 3 more than it didn't have.
You win some, you lose some. Okay, so that will be... That'll be 6 points total. Good job.
I just look at him and shrug.
He just kind of... I think I'm still too close.
Yeah, just go back.
A little more.
Dip the arrow in fire. Wait, they're on fire. Never mind.
They're on fire. No, that won't work. Okay.
Get a bucket of water. It's that easy, right?
That's how you do this, right?
It's just that easy.
Okay, so it is the fire snake's turn, and it is going to, since you are presenting yourself as a delicious target, will attempt to bite with a 16.
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll for the tail as well. The tail is only going to be a 9.
No.
Thing bites down on you for 3 points of piercing and 5 points of fire.
I'm going to uncanny dodge.
Okay.
That has not reacted, and half that. So, all right. Well, this doesn't feel good. It's back to me, right?
It is.
So 14 plus 7. So there we go. Math. 21.
21. Okay.
And he's not near me anymore, so no
sneak attack on this turn.
No snicky. Okay.
No snicky on the snick.
That is going to be 79.
9.
Yes.
I heard 79 there for a second. I was like, what?
7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And let me roll this again and see. I got 18 on the die.
18 on the die?
And the damage is 8.
That will be plenty enough.
Okay.
I will need you to take 3 points of fire.
Oh, yes.
The fire snake does have the heated body.
Yeah. That don't feel so good. I'm going to quickly turn to the forge. Anything coming out of it?
Yeah, you quickly turn, looking at it, chest heaving, eyes open wide. All is quiet.
So the silk is burnt. What's next?
I mean, the good news is that since it's a natural fiber, it doesn't stick to your skin.
Oh, yay. I'm naked and smell like burning.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt D&D, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
Iapix does move forward fully into the core, and he just looks it over and says, all right, now it's time for a little sabotage.
We got mine.
He kind of looks it over for a few minutes, and you do see... Actually, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is 6.
Looking it over, it's hard to make heads or tails of this thing, because again, it is a massive, massive piece of equipment, and piece of magical equipment that... you're not 100% sure exactly how it works.
My thought is we're in the belly of the ship, yes?
Mm-hmm.
What's holding it in its spot?
I would say it's probably got, again, it's massive, so it weighs a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's partially the weight that's keeping it down, and then it's also kind of lashed, like you would lash a cannon. So you actually see these big kind of chains that are hanging and keeping it in place.
Let's light the floor on fire under it and do something with those chains.
Well, you get the sense that even though the ship itself is made of wood, that this particular room may be enchanted.
Yeah, I figured as much.
So I don't think setting it on fire would be your best bet.
There's got to be a way. So when the ship, when they came down to get me, is there a control that just makes the ship go up and down, or do they do something to intensify and minimize the power coming from the core to make it rise and lower? And it's that mechanism down here.
Give me an investigation check. Let's
Sure.
try that.
That is way better. That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. So looking around, you do see a massive crystal. Seems to probably be some sort of focusing agent.
And what is holding it in place?
It's kind of in a cage.
Is this cage locked?
Seems like it.
This warhammer that this brass man had,
The flaming warhammer?
it's flaming. That's what the handle's flaming.
Let me just double check here. Okay. So the flaming actually came from the Azure itself. So once it had dropped the hammer, it's still like bright red because, when you take metal out of a forge, it's going to take a while for it to actually cool down. So it's still hot to the touch, but not flaming.
Hot to the touch, damaging?
Probably if you picked it up.
Okay. I'm going to go over and start working on the cage.
Okay.
With lockpick. Hey, can you summon some water? I've seen people do that before. Cool this off.
Pix thinks about it for a second, kind of runs through his mental list of abilities. No, I'm sorry, that's not one of my gifts.
It's alright. I'm still going to hit the door here with 11 plus 10, 21.
Okay. Yeah, you pop open this cage, and you can take out this crystal.
Just fully remove it? Okay.
Yeah.
So once I have it and I move it, does it do anything?
Well, you do feel the ship suddenly lurch.
Is this what you were expecting?
Yapix smiles and nods. It's like, yes. Once the magic dissipates, this thing is going to fall.
And we are going to fall with it?
He smiles. Not if we run fast.
Great. Where the hell are we running to, though? There's nowhere to run to.
Smash the crystal and let's get out of here.
Okay, I'll take the crystal over to the hammer and beat the hammer with the crystal.
I was about to say, the crystal itself is actually fairly delicate.
Okay.
So even just like throwing it on the ground will just smash it into pieces.
Yeah, I'll bang it against the cage it came out of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it just smashes into a million little pieces. And it was the focusing agent for the rest of the magic. And you do kind of feel a shudder and almost like a building explosion as Eopix grabs your arm and starts to run. So the two of you start running through these corridors of the ship. Luckily, it seems that Eopix has a pretty damn good mental map of this place. As he takes you to basically a back stair in the chaos, because there are people, there are both apparently the slaves who are panicking, their masters who are panicking. Yapix manages to maintain an almost eerie calm as he leads you up to the main deck, standing on the railing, and looks back at you and asks, "Do you trust me?"
No, and I jump up on the railing with him.
He laughs, takes your hand, and leaps off the ship.
And we land where I think we're going to land.
Well, you hear a whistle and the whinny of a horse. Coming out of the cloud cover is a Pegasus. That kind of comes underneath the two of you and catches you. And yes, the two of you ride off.
This is new. Okay.
Yeah, Yapix pats the neck of this Pegasus and looks at you and says, "Meet Whirlwind. He's an old friend."
Pleased to meet you, Whirlwind. Pleased to meet you, Yapix. I was supposed to find you.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Me too.
So the two of you, well, three of you really, fly off over to what you would know are the pillars. Standing atop them, you watch as the sky ship goes down in a blaze of glory.
Man, I wish those slaves would have listened.
Yapix tilts his head just a bit and says, "You unlocked their cages. You gave them a chance. Some may have yet escaped.
You're right.
But know this, my friend. You have done the Callban a great service. Cimarron will have to think twice."
Yeah, about that. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you, But, you know that thing that the princess has in her room?
He tilts his head.
That creature? That lioness?
Oh, General Aldonza.
Yeah. Would it make any sense to you if I told you I killed her a long time ago already?
His eyes narrow in confusion.
Yeah, me neither. I'll start patting where's my flask? As
you look down and kind of pat your clothing for your flask, finding it, as you look back up to take a drink, Iapix and Whirlwind are both gone, as if they had never been there.
Am I still on top of a pillar?
You are. And behind you, you just hear...
Okay, I've never heard this before, right?
Yeah, just clapping from behind you.
Alright. I'll turn around.
Beautiful, beautiful. Glorious.
Huh.
Standing behind you, not a man, not a coyote, something somewhere in between. Stands about, 7-8 foot tall. The widest grin on his face. Pure mirth. Dancing in his eyes. So, Xonimus, we meet at last.
For the first time, huh?
The first time you're aware of.
You wouldn't happen to see my jackalope, would you?
Oh, she's around here somewhere.
So, I think this is you, and I'll pull my sleeve up.
That is. It's so strange to find someone who marks themselves with my symbol before even getting a chance to meet me.
Well, didn't necessarily think I'd be meeting someone so esteemed as yourself. I just did it based on what I've heard about you in dark places.
Oh, please, you flatter me. You don't need to do that.
Well, I am not flirting with... I'm not flirting with you at all, but I do like what I've heard so far from everyone else. I haven't heard what you have to say yet.
What I have to say? Well, first off, thank you. You did exactly what I'd hoped you'd do.
Survive?
Well, that, but you helped.
Yeah, I started looking uncomfortable. Yeah, I helped.
See, I know a man who wants redemption, but is too scared to ask for it when I see one. Here's your chance, Xonimus. Or, at least that's the name you're using right now. You want it? Reach out your hand and take it.
Looking before me, what is there to take? I'm not asking what there is to take. I mean, do I see something to take?
You do see where Sneaky Coyote has extended his hand to you.
Look at his hand. I'll look up past that grin into his eyes and say, did you say scared?
He grins back real wide.
I start shaking my head back and forth real slow in that no kind of way. And a single tear rolls down my eye. And I reach out and I take his hand firm and I pull it towards me and just lock eyes and shake my head.
He draws you close, cups your cheek.
I don't resist.
Xonimus Dinar, I, the almighty and powerful and gorgeous Sneaky Coyote, grant unto you a piece of my power if you agree to do one little thing.
Name it.
Stop your ex-boyfriend for me.
Yank my hand back and my ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Your power?
Yeah.
You gave him your power.
No, I didn't.
You want me to clean up your mess.
No, I don't. He is not working on my payroll.
I'll stick my hand out.
He'll take it.
I'll take your power. I'll fix what you messed up.
I told you it is not my fault.
But I'm doing it for me.
Good.
Once he's gone and out of the way, we can have this conversation again.
Of course. I love renegotiating the terms of my deals.
All right. Hey, when did this start? Where's Poppy?
Oh, they're back at the last stop. You want me to drop you off?
Not yet. I have so many questions. I'm going to let go of his hand and kind of like turn at a pace. Okay, so I get these powers, but then what do I do? And I turn back around to him and hold my hands up. And is there a word or something?
You already have my mark. Here's what I'm going to do. He lunges forward, grabs your cheeks, kisses you full on the lips like Bugs Bunny style. Mm-hmm. And you feel this intense energy come over you. And then he pulls away with a smirk and says, you'll know what to do with it.
Not wipe my mouth, but reach up to my cheek and brush it a bit. And then I'm going to look at him and say, you taught Wiley that too, huh?
What is it going to take to convince you that he's not one of mine?
We'll talk later.
As you wish.
As I wish.
I mean, yeah, technically all of us gods are under a really intense non-interference clause.
Oh, you don't want me to tell anybody?
Oh, you can tell everybody, whatever you want to tell them. I mean, the paladins go around, being like, oh, hey, look at me. I serve Daga.
Hey, I must have done something to get your attention. And I don't mean this ship and these clothes. I got your attention first. Am I doing it right?
I mean, that's a tricky word, right?
It's a word I've manipulated most of my life.
Does it feel right, Xonimus? What you're doing?
I haven't felt more right in the past few months than I have in a long time.
Good. Chase the feeling. See where it takes you.
Why don't you drop me back at the stop?
As you wish. And he just casually snaps his fingers, and the world around you rushes by in a whirl of light, sound, and color until the two of you are standing at the Long Rest Hotel. You look down at the bed next to you, and your own body in your own clothes is laying carefully tucked in bed.
And he's there. He came with me.
He's there for a moment, but then he looks at your body, looks at you. Well, hop in.
Hey, is that Jackalope really part of you?
I like them. I think they're cute.
Is there any way to really talk to them?
No, they're funny that way.
Yeah, maybe you'll tell me later. I'll kick back on the edge of the bed and lay back into it. I'll tell them I can feel it.
And you honestly can. It's that feeling of sinking into a warm bath after a long day, and you feel grounded. You open your eyes. He's gone, but you're back in your body. You hear the gentle sounds of the world around you. People on the street outside, running back and forth, laughter. You're back.
I'm not going to raise any alarms. I'm going to lay here and think about this. I'm going to feel this power coursing through me from my head to my toe, contemplate it, think about the things I've seen, what this might mean, think about Wiley. I'll open my eyes and say, hello?
It's Alyssa who comes to your door. Oh, Xonimus, you're all right.
I am all right.
You had us right word there for a minute.
I hope nobody cried over me. Where is everybody?
Well, they went over to the Jackalope. I believe Jubilee had a meal ready there for them.
They went to the Jackalope without me.
Well, I mean, in their defense, you were unconscious.
Yeah. Hey, will you do me a favor?
Of course.
Will you get me my boots and wait about an hour before you tell anyone I woke up? And I'll smile and wink.
All right, I'll let you surprise them.
Thank you. And I'll get dressed and make my way out the window.
All right. Give me an acrobatics.
Okay. What floor are we on?
Second floor.
Oh, yay. That is a 13.
13. Okay. Well, you don't break your ankle.
Okay. Well, I'm at the
But you
dock.
don't land as gracefully as you would have hoped either.
Okay, well, yeah, all right. Everything feels like the first time all of a sudden. When I'm outside, I'm going to look around. Is there a jackalope?
You don't see one.
Okay. I'm just going to stop and listen to the town. And then I'm going to reach in my pocket and pull out one of those Tritos I got when Poppy got hers. Go over to the railing of the boardwalk, set a little pile of them down, and then sneakily make my way down to the jumping jackalope.
Okay. It's a warm afternoon in the Callben. And honestly, the sun feels brighter. The noises sound happier. And sitting on the porch of the jumping jackalope is a jackalope that looks up at you with intelligent brown eyes as you approach. Nose twitching.
I'm going to pat my pocket and then stick my hand out and shrug, but pull my other hand out with a little Trito.
The jackalope regards you for a moment, nose twitching, before it starts hopping into the main room of the saloon.
Did it take the treat?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to... It's the saloon-style doors, we decided, right?
Yes.
I'm going to look over them into the saloon.
You see sitting at a table, Poppy, Gideon, Coughran, and Jubilee.
I see Poppy, and I feel that feeling I had when there at the end when I was with Coyote. I got a little warm all of a sudden. Vision got a little more vivid. And I take a step back. My hands feel like numb, but super tingly at the same time. like running through my fingertips. I'll finish off a flask out here. Put it in my pocket. Pull my hat down real low. Walk through the doors real quietly. Whose back is to me?
That would be Gideon's.
I want to walk right up behind Gideon and stand in the shadow. Jubilee's with them, right?
Mm-hmm. They look up at you with a knowing glint.
Yeah, I want to make eye contact with it. I'm going to... Gideon doesn't wear a hat.
Nope, he wears a hood.
His hood is off.
Currently, yes.
I'm going to flick his... there's someone to do. I don't know if I'm really here.
Make a decision, man. Make a decision.
I want to flick his hood up over the top of his head, and when he goes to jump and react, pull his gun out of his holster and take a step back.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to see what Gideon does next
With
time.
my hat still down so you can't see my face.
All right, you old trickster. You.
Okay, and there we go.
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Macron Stonechaper, Johnny Payne as Xonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Connor Chenauld as Connor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of tabletopaudio.com and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at reddirtdnd.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.